So for this exercise here, I'm gonna use these 4 markers, and these are Artist Loft markers. I'm gonna use the neutral gray 3, 5, 8, and black. And I'm gonna show you some exercises that I would do if I were new to markers. First of all, I would get a feel for how the marker performs on paper. And for pretty much this entire course, I'm only gonna be using the broad tip, which is this one right here, because I like to cover a big area with the markers as fast as possible, and I don't really go into detail by using the fine tip. So first of all, put down some lines with the lightest shade of the marker, of the cool gray or whatever shade you have. In this case, we're using neutral gray 3. And then go to the next, which is 5. And I'm going to show you how to blend these when we're done with all the shades here. And I'm going to go to neutral gray 8 now, which is going to be a bit of a jump. And finally, the black. So I'm on marker paper right now for the sake of the blending. What we want to do now is to try to remove this sharp line or contrast between 5 and 8. So what I would do is go back to number 5, and what you do is just go over this area where you want the blending to happen, and try to get it wet again, and that way you're gonna be able to blend the 2 shades easier. Well, that didn't fucking work out. I really don't want to fucking do this. How to be strong. Now, as you can see, it's kind of hard to blend this like this. So that's why we have a cool gray 0 or a 0 marker with no shade at all. It's just pure, almost looks like water. So if we want to blend 2 shades, what we want to do is put that down first. Something like that. And let's say we want to blend the 3 and the 5 and 8. So I'm going to start with the 5 and go over the same surface that we just went over with a 0 marker, and then jump over to number 8. The sooner you do this, the better. The faster you do this, the better. And then back to 5 again. And you can see that we're getting the blending going here. So I don't want this contrasting line here. I kind of want them to blend in together really smoothly. So that's what you use the number 0 for, is to get this blending right. And this right here is way easier to blend. It's easier to blend when they have the layer down before you start your blending than doing it just without any blending marker in the background like we did here. As you can see, we almost have this sharp contrast gone here, and the 2 markers are almost blended into each other. We can even go back to the cool gray, to the 0 markers, and try to blend it even more. So I know some people think that you go in with the blend marker after you put down the shades, but what you want to do is actually put the blend marker down first on this surface that you know you're going to have some blending going on, and that way you're going to get these results here, which is a way smoother transition between the two marker shades than you have here, for example, because it's hard to get this wet and blended again once it's dry. So always put the blend marker on before you go into the actual shades that you're going to be using.